Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having an incredible week. I have a lot to drop today and a lot to talk about today. And I'm going to hop right to it, but I want to, as always, quickly just hop over and share this inside of my private Facebook group called Disruptors Nation. And if you're not a member, I invite you to come over and join. It's for women only. Sorry, guys, who are really high achieving, ambitious women who are committed to being disruptors, to being change agents in their niche, in their field, in their industry. So if that speaks to you, I invite you to hop over and join us. So let me just share that into my group real quick, and then we're going to dive in. Okay, awesome. So this conversation, this topic has been a long time coming. If you've been following me for any period of time, you know that my background is as a trained clinical psychotherapist, which I did for, at least 20 years before I decided to come into the online coaching industry. And honestly, I came into this industry with an assumption that was way wrong. I was way off the mark. So, as a trained clinical psychotherapist, the amount of education and supervision and continuing education and mastery that was required of me to do just basic level practice was really a bar that was set extremely high. And when I came into the coaching industry, I made an assumption that the industry would also hold the bar very high. And I have been proven wrong time and time and time again. And as you guys know, the kind of coaching I do is really about deep inner personal transformation of your mindset, of your subconscious blocks, and then of how you translate those changes into behaviors, decision-making, habits, and creating success. This requires me to be able to very carefully and expertly, and above all safely, guide people into themselves, co-create change that is client-determined and driven, and then safely guide people back out of themselves, out of their emotions, out of their memories, out of their minds, and back into getting into action, making decisions, and creating behavior change. And, as I've been here for the last handful of years in the online coaching space, I have to tell you, I've been absolutely shocked at the gap between what is being marketed online in terms of what expert coaches are able to do and what is being actually delivered. Now, that is not to say that I have not run into some of the most incredibly talented, skilled people ever who don't have a background in counseling or psychology or psychotherapy. But the number of people that have become my clients who have shared with me personal stories of harm that has been done to them mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in the health and wellness space, and financially has been not only disheartening, but it has, of late especially, really fired me up. Now, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. When I got into coaching, I had no thought or interest in being part of somebody who something that up levels the industry. I was really just focused on serving my clients. But it's become really, really clear to me lately, based on my level of discomfort, that I can be a person who bitches and complains about the industry and calls it out, or I can be the kind of person that actually does something to make a change. And I have decided to be that person. So I'll talk in a minute about one of the ways that I'm going to be doing that. But for today, what I want to do is, if you're a coach, or if you are somebody who coaches but doesn't necessarily call herself a coach, this is absolutely for you. If that's not you, that's fine. The next couple of weeks of content are really going to be geared towards coaches. I totally get if you check out of this if that doesn't speak to you. But if you are a coach or you do coaching as part of how you make money and make an impact in the world, I have 5 questions for you today that I think are going to be incredibly helpful, but also your answers to them might make you a little uncomfortable. And that's a good thing, because in the coaching industry, or when you act as a coach, the truth is it is not required that you are certified. It is not required that you do any sort of continuing education to create mastery. And there is no sort of governing body that's going to keep its eye on you to make sure that you're doing a good job and you're not hurting people. So there may be parts of your answers to these questions that make you a little uncomfortable. And if they do, that's good, because it's showing you that there is a place for growth and improvement so that you can run an ethical business. And so you might want to grab a pen for this. I'm going to share 5 questions with you for you to really kind of sit with. And as my Christian friends say, it's like my favorite saying for my Christian friends, we're going to have a little coming to Jesus moment, which is important as coaches for us to do on the regular. So here's the first question. In the work that you do as a coach or somebody who coaches but doesn't call herself a coach, how often do you stop to ask yourself and to put things into place to assure, am I doing no harm? I hear everything online about how you build a coaching business that makes money. This is what I hear over and over and over and over: how to become a coach and how to build a coaching business that makes money. By the way, not saying that's not a good thing. I make money and I want to make more of it all the time. But that is not my first question, nor was it when I entered this field. My very first question to answer is, how do I assure that I do no harm first? If that's not your very first question as a coach, and that's not constantly looming for you, then that's a problem. That's a big problem, and it needs to be addressed. So the question is, what am I currently and consistently doing to make sure, to assure that I do my clients and customers no harm? So that's question number 1. Question number 2, am I clear on the difference in the skill set I'm building to create a successful coaching business and the skill set that is necessary to be a successful coach? They are 2 very, very different things. I know you have seen really impressive, compelling marketing that coaches put out, especially in the online space. It compels you to read their posts, to watch their lives, to read their Instagram posts and watch their stories, and to click on the buy now button. That's compelling marketing. Be very clear that that has absolutely nothing to do with how good, how skilled, how effective, how powerful, and how ethical a coach actually is. They're 2 very separate things. So if you hopped into the coaching world and the only thing you've done is learn the skills to build a successful, in other words, revenue creating, profit creating business, then you have only done 50% of the work, and that is unethical. And I know that might make you feel really uncomfortable, but it is the truth. So are you doing what is required to both build a successful business and be a successful coach? 2 totally separate things. So that's question number 2. All right, sorry, I had to look at my notes real quick. Question number 3. Are you a competently trained coach? Be very clear, my friends. Just because you have lost weight, run a successful business, overcome some big challenges in life, had big ahas and breakthroughs, does not make you qualified to coach other people in doing the same thing. Again, 2 totally separate things. Now, The fact that you lost weight, the fact that you have run a successful business, the fact that you've overcome major life challenges may be the impetus to you becoming a coach who helps people to do the same things. But just because you've done it yourself does not then make you a qualified coach to go do the same thing. Being a competent, trained coach is not just something that you decide you are and say you are because you had success in your own life or business. There is a gap there. Doing it for yourself and being able to have the skill set of competently and safely coaching other people to do the same, two totally separate things. You're noticing a theme. I'm saying that sentence over and over. Two totally separate things. So you've got to get really clear with yourself if you've done the work to translate your own life or business success into a set of really powerful skills that help people create the same results you've created yourself. And if you've not created that bridge, if you've not created that skill set, if you've not been trained to do so, then you are most likely not really competently trained. You certainly are not a master at being a coach. This is incredibly important when it comes to doing no harm. There are more often than not, coaches are well-intentioned, heart-centered, trying to be aligned, caring, loving, service-driven people, right? That doesn't mean you are competently trained. Two very different things. Okay, question number 4. Am I running an ethical coaching practice? Now, if you have been certified in some way, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of accredited coaching programs that can, certify you in any kind of coaching you could ever dream of. And every single one of them will have a basic set of ethical guidelines that help you check in with yourself and your business and your practice to make sure that you are coaching in an ethical way. When I was a psychotherapist, we had extremely stringent and very thorough ethical guidelines for practice that we were required, by the way, every 2 years to take courses to make sure we were keeping up with those ethical guidelines. So the ethical guidelines for becoming a certified coach are much less stringent, but they are very clear and they are very strong and they are very important. And if you don't even know what a set of ethical guidelines for being a coach are, then it's going to be pretty difficult for you to know whether or not you are practicing ethically. Because just using your own inner guidelines, don't lie, don't cheat, don't sleep with your clients, the basics, that's not enough. It's not enough. To make sure that you are guided by ethics. A big part of me being an ethical therapist was making sure that I was being mentored and supervised by people who had way more experience than I did, that had far more training than I did, who could guide me when I was stuck, who could give me the answers when I wasn't sure how to navigate stormy waters in a way that allowed me to grow as a practitioner, but also ensured that I did not harm my clients in any way. So are you practicing ethically? And then the last question is, am I actively seeking mastery of my skill? One thing I've noticed in the coaching industry that is so interesting to me is that people will say, I'm certified, and check the box, and then that's it. Where is the desire for and the active seeking of mastery of skill? Because I will tell you, the coaches I hire and work with are masters. Now, look, we all as coaches, as therapists, and in any other profession that really takes credibility seriously, medicine, law, education, accounting, I mean, there's so many. There is a requirement that you continue your education and that you prove that you've done so for X amount of hours based on your profession. Coaching doesn't require that. That doesn't mean we should not be actively doing that all the time. So are you actively taking steps to master your level of coaching skill? And if you are not, then I argue that you are not practicing ethically. You are not doing everything you can do to make sure you are the best you can possibly be. So you do no harm, but not only do you do no harm, you've grown your skill set to a level that creates greater and greater degrees of client transformation, client results, client outcomes, client satisfaction. And coaching is very different than just teaching content, you guys. Do coaches teach content? Absolutely. I teach content all the time. But that is not the same skill as coaching someone through their blocks, their resistance, knowing how to deal with past trauma when it comes up, knowing how to set really powerful limits and boundaries, understanding the importance of self-determination in a relationship with a client, being able to separate really your shit from their shit, knowing how to masterfully navigate when things come up that you did not expect, you were not prepared for, when the absolute worst happens, knowing when to turn a client away because what they really need is therapy instead of coaching, knowing when to release and refer a client because you have literally reached your limit in terms of your capabilities of helping somebody, and not constantly going after the dollar signs. And yes, you can do all of this and still make excellent money. So if you in any way are uncomfortable with your answers to these 5 questions, then what I'm going to assert, what I'm going to say to you is, it's time for you to do something about it. It's time for you to take your skill level, your support level, your mastery, your ethics to the next level. Now for the last, really since I've kind of come into this arena, people have privately asked me to start certifying coaches. I'm not ready to do that. That requires building out an entire curriculum and then getting it approved and accredited. But what I am ready to do is offer a community to coaches who are interested in leading with ethics, in skill mastery, in being basically supported, coached, supervised, mentored by an expert in the field, and being part of a community of like-minded people who are not just interested in building a successful business, but who are interested in being masters of what they do, leading from a place of do no harm, and creating incredible outcomes with clients because you have mastered your skill. You've taken your skill set to the next level. So if that's you, if that's something you've been waiting for, if that's something you're interested in, next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, for just 48 hours, I am opening a window for you to join me inside my newest venture that I am so excited about. It's called the Exceptional Coach Collective. It's about ethics, skill mastery, community, and up-leveling the coaching industry as a whole. It's about you saying, I refuse to be one of those online business owners who is an awesome marketer but cannot back it up with mastery of coaching skill. Now, this membership is being built. I am building it this summer. The formal launch is going to happen probably early fall, maybe late summer, depends. I'm in a program right now that's teaching me how to build out the best membership experience ever. This is what being in alignment is. You go to offer something and you make sure you do the very best job you can do. You don't just throw shit together and put it out there and sell it. So I am inviting a handful of founding members to come in at a lifetime price that I will never, ever offer again. And when I launch it, I will not offer lifetime membership. I will offer monthly or annual membership. So next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I am opening just for 48 hours the doors to people who want to be founding members, people who not only want to get started right away, but want to have influence over how we build this community, how we up-level the industry, and basically how we come together as a group of coaches who are interested just as much in integrity and ethics and mastery as we are in making money. So if that sounds like you, and that sounds like something you've been waiting for, and you want it at a price that is you're never going to ever see again, then keep your eyes peeled next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Keep your eyes on this space, keep your eyes on your inbox, because I'm going to invite you to join me as I build it this summer. And I'm bonusing 3 group coaching calls for anybody who hops on board as a founding member. 1 in June, 1 in July, 1 in August before the program officially comes out, so that you can get started being mentored, being supported, being coached as a coach, where you can come and bring any situation that has come up in your coaching practice where you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel like you have it mastered. Maybe in hindsight, you feel like, I don't think I handled that in the best way, and I want to know how I can do better and serve better. You can come to those calls and I will coach you through all of that. It is a judgment-free space. It is a space for you to come and say, I'm here to learn. Even if you've been coaching for years and years, bring your beginner's mind. Because even though I've been in this 23 years, I think it's 23 years at this point, I am always investing in further learning. I am always investing in taking my degree of mastery to another level. And I have 23 years of doing that I am going to bring to the table and offer to you so that you can take things next level for yourself. So go answer the 5 questions. If you hopped on late, just rewatch it and jot down the 5 questions and answer them for yourselves. Keep your eyes peeled next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. What is that? 11th, 12th, 13th of June for the founding members opportunity and price point. And come join us. And if you have a coaching business bestie who you know you would enjoy doing this with so much better and being in the community with her, bring her along. Tell her about it. Tell her about this opportunity. Tell her about remind her of the importance of not just building a successful business, because that does not honor our clients, but building a business while we become the very best coaches that we can be, skilled, ethical, masterful, and be part of a community that's interested in up-leveling the industry so that we shake out the coaches who are truly invested in being masters at what we do from the coaches who are only interested in being excellent marketers and sellers, but ones who cannot deliver for clients who truly need the help. So that's it for today. Answer the 5 questions. Come join me next week as a founding member inside the Exceptional Coach Collective. And just stay tuned for more information. I would love to hear from you in the comments about how this sounds to you, what you think of this, how these 5 questions are hitting you. And remember, no shame. If it makes you uncomfortable, if it makes you realize that you have not been as ethical as you could be, that you have not yet gotten to a level of skill mastery that truly makes you an expert, that's okay. That's what this is all about. I want to open up this community so I can love you up and help you become that coach that you feel immensely confident about your skills and ability to guide clients, that you feel immensely confident about really running an ethical practice. And you also feel really proud of the fact that you are contributing to the coaching industry going to the next level. All right, my friends, sending you off into the rest of your day with much love. Hope to see your name on the roster as a founding member of the exceptional coach collective. Take care, everybody.